My name is Scott Campo with Bentley's Technical Support Team. Today we'll talk about the new taps and laterals elements that are available in the water and storm sewer products. This feature allows you to connect customer meter or property connection elements to a pipe without splitting that pipe. Laterals are link elements that connect a customer meter or property connection element at one end and to either a tap or a node element such as a junction or a manhole at the other side. In this video I'm going to use sewer gems as an example, but if you are in WaterCAD and water gems you'll see a similar setup. Here we have the property connection element. There's two of them here along this stretch of pipe. This L1 is connected to a lateral, which is then connected to a tap. This tap is associated with this conduit 1. Here we see the other use case where the lateral is actually connected directly to the manhole. In the storm sewer products, you can see properties inside of the laterals, including the diameter, the invert elevations, as well as the flow information that's occurring based on the loading that's occurring at the property connection. For the tap element, you have information such as the elevation offset, which is basically how much of an offset there would be from the elevation of the conduit itself. But you also see the associated conduit. In this case, it's listed here as reference link for conduit 4. You'll notice here that the tap is actually associated with the conduit and not actually attached to it. See, as we move it around, you see there's a dashed line that's associated with it, but we're not actually splitting the pipe. This can be a real benefit if you built your model based on GIS information. You don't have to worry about any kind of splitting of the pipes or any kind of disassociation with your original GIS data. Taps and laterals can be added manually, or if the data exists in an outside source, such as a shapefile, you can include it with Model Builder. However, another option that you have is to actually create the taps and laterals using Load Builder. Here we have 3 property connection elements that are already included in the model, but they aren't associated with any elements at this time. What we're going to do is use Load Builder to go ahead and connect these elements up to the rest of the system. So first thing you want to do is open up Load Builder and create a new connection. In the Load Builder wizard, you'll notice one of the options here is Property Connection Load Data. So I'll go ahead and select that, and you'll see that our options are basically down to selecting to the nearest link. So I'll go ahead and click that, and then Next. The next step would be to click the link layer and the property connection layer. Here what I'm going to do is just connect all conduits, and we'll go ahead and select that, and we'll just go ahead and do all property connection elements. If you had a selection set of just certain conduits and certain property connection elements that you wanted to do this for, you could actually see that listed here and select those instead. Next, we'll click the Next button, and we'll see that the property connection has a set of nearest elements. 2 of them are closest to pipes. 1 is actually closest to a manhole. We'll click Next. We'll just give this a quick name, property connection, and we'll finish. Here in the summary, we'll see that 3 lateral links were created, the 3 property connections were assigned, and we'll also see 2 tap links were created. We'll go ahead and close this, and synchronize. And now we'll see what actually is happening here. So we'll zoom in here a little bit on this particular property connection. And you'll notice that before, where there was no connection, we now have a lateral. And since the closest element to this was actually this conduit, what happened was a tap was created. If we look at the properties for this tap, you'll see that the reference link is this conduit 7. So we'll zoom out a little bit here, go back and look at this other property connection element. You'll see that this one is actually closest to a manhole. So what the program did was it did not create a tap element here. It just directly connected the lateral directly to the manhole. And finally, we have one more down here. This one acts just like the first example. We have the property connection connected to a lateral, which is associated with a conduit. Pull that tap away, and you'll see it didn't actually split the pipe, but you do have an association here indicated by this dashed line. Information on taps and laterals and much more can be found in the Hydraulics and Hydrology section of Bentley Communities. Thank you for your time.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.